Welcome to Recalltiques Roadshow.
Yeah, we're on the road.
Devaluing toys, going from town to town, to making things go from mint to near mint.
And to unsellable.
Unsellable. I'm Tom Scioli, author of I Am Stan. Speaking of mint to near mint, there's the Simpsons episode where they say Stan Lee's brain went from mint to near mint because he starts trying to cram the thing into a Batmobile. But yeah, I'm Tom Scioli, author of I Am Stan, a graphic biography of the legendary Stan Lee, and there is a pre-order link in the show notes below where you can pre-order that book, and at that same link you can pre-order Jack Kirby, The Epic Life of the King of Comics in softcover.
I'm Matt Zeoli.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Tom Scioli or on Instagram at Tom_Scioli.
Follow me on Instagram at cinema_tomb.
And check out my Patreon. Go to patreon.com, search my name, Tom Scioli. You'll find all kinds of things in the archives and new stuff that I post there.
Follow the show on Instagram at total_recall_show.
So yeah, on to Total Teeks Roadshow and Toodles and Toodles Rodals.
Mark Wahlberg. It's like we have the real. It's like not the Antiques Roadshow Mark Wahlberg. We've got Transformers Mark Wahlberg. He's lurking around here. I think he's devaluing some toys in the back. He's ripping the heads off Mego dolls. I've got some items that are from years gone by.
Okay.
That are in their package, and we're going to basically we're going from top dollar to empty pocket.
Right, and then we're gonna check the price after we've opened it.
After we've opened it,
and get sort of like a buyer's remorse or an opener's remorse.
I got a feeling on some of these it's gonna hit really hard.
Okay.
But it's gonna be. But it needs to happen.
Yeah, it does. It does. Come on.
So here's I'm digging into the Total Recall treasure chest.
Okay, let's see what we got.
Is from several years ago. It's the Transformers reissue of Swerve.
Oh wow!
It's a reproduction of the original.
Okay, so here's the original.
That's my G1
That's the original Swerve.
And, we're gonna compare.
Yeah, that's okay. He's pretty nice. You know, decals. The decals are gone. Looks like you were probably playing with them in a sandbox or something.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where it was in my sandbox playing around with them.
That'll do it. That'll do it. Lots of rust and.
The stickers are gone off the front.
Stickers are gone. I mean, that kind of stuff though, like the rust and all that really does add character and charm to these things. Dirts
in the wheels.
Yeah.
It's got the old school classic packaging with. Remember, you get that red thing to see their stats with that
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and it's like, who needed that piece of red plastic? You could always see
what it
that
was
thing perfectly clear through that. They didn't quite think that through.
But I can't remember. Was the red plastic where did anybody get the red plastic?
It came with the toy. Now, I don't know if it came with these small ones, but I know it came with the larger. Like if you got one in a box, there'd be a little clear plastic piece, rectangular piece, and you'd lay it on top, and then you could see the blue super clear, and the red noise would kind of disappear. But I mean, you can still see it just fine.
And it looks like I like the old. They have a reproduction of the old instructions. Mm-hmm. And they always had those big murals, kind of like those big posters.
Now I mean I have a note for the current toy companies who make action figures and stuff like that, because on the back you have this kind of stuff, this kind of verbiage, the storylines and stuff. So great. Such a welcome piece. And these things are written by people. I know the G.I. Joe stuff, a lot of it's written by Larry Hama. They get real writers, they get comics writers, stuff like that to write this stuff. And I'm finding that kind of stuff is completely non-existent now.
I know, that's disappointing.
You look on the back of an action figure or something now, and there's just all this kind of copyright stuff, and there's
sad.
It's so easy to come up with a paragraph or two, and it adds so much to
flavor,
the toy, so much flavor.
It.
Yeah, when there's something, you enrich the experience.
That toy line from Dollar Tree, it was the Final Faction.
Yeah,
I think that toy line. Did they have a little bit of backstory? Didn't they have a?
Yeah, I mean they put some
effort.
work into that. Yeah, but I'm finding you get a He-Man toy. A lot of these things have they have a back catalog of stuff. Put some of that. They don't even put. Or it'll be a Marvel character, it'll be Spider-Man or something, and it won't tell you a little bit about Spider-Man on the back. It's just because then it gets to the point where you might as well just throw out like some of this kind of stuff. Like you wouldn't want to just throw this out. You'd want to maybe at least cut this part out. But like this new stuff, it's like
yeah, get rid of it. Yeah, because even in the old toys, they had like the lines for where you're supposed to clip it out, like cut here.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's what a
so
nice.
What do you think? You know, we got some tension going. It's like this is fresh in here. Who knows? Like, you know, this is a couple years ago. These more recent things can still, you know, have a pretty good like resale value and stuff.
It's time.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Total Recall Roadshow. Part of it is we're gonna open it. We're gonna play with it here. So here we go.
I mean, we're anarchists basically. we're sticking it to the man.
Yeah,
okay, I'm doing it, and I gotta make sure it's on camera.
Right on camera.
Oh, hear that sound? I love that sound. Oh, love
yes.
that sound. The music
and the hologram.
It's got the now. My experience has been these newer ones that the hologram part doesn't work so great.
What?
Yeah, no, it's coming up. It's coming up.
Heat sensitive.
Heat sensitive.
And look at his face.
I'm seeing it a little bit. They don't work like they used to.
No.
I feel like when we were kids, you could get these things going a little quicker, but
it's kind of coming through there. Do you notice his face has a little more extra pizzazz on it?
Oh yeah, maybe the paint, a little more detailed paint. Oh yeah, I mean they didn't even paint the face at all in the old one.
And my Autobot sticker.
This is the old one. This is the new one.
He's just been freed from his slumber. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good. It's seems kind of like 1-to-1. Yeah, like
these pieces here. Like
the differences are mainly in the favor of the new one. You know, I mean, I don't know if this guy Swerve started out as like a Takara, you know, Diaclone or whatever. I don't know if he started out as one of those, but I know like that was the big difference was like they'd slap Autobot stickers on the Diaclones, and then all of a sudden they're transformed. But no, it's pretty nice. I could see wanting though to have both of these because this one has a lot of character.
It does.
The plastic has yellowed in a very pleasing way. The rust, the way the paint scratches away.
Dirt.
It gives it that lived-in look that like you want to see in a sci-fi movie, like a Star Wars or Dune or something.
And I played with my toys when I was little. Like, drove them around, like, and he took a beating and is still around.
Yeah, this is like the next generation. This is like the father, and this is the son.
Oh,
and he's like fresh, and he's like going off to college or something, and this guy's like, "Oh, be careful out there, kid.
You made me proud. Yeah. Watch out for the Decepticon."
Yeah, I may not have my stickers, but I got some wisdom.
Yeah, it's not the years; it's the
mileage.
It's the mileage, literally on my odometer or whatever.
So now for the special feature of our show, we're gonna what it's going for on the market.
$32.99.
$32.99.
Yeah, so.
And what did you freed yourself of $32.99? What did you spend on it? Because it was probably like $9 or
it was.
$12.
I think it was like
$10. $10, okay.
10 or $15. So
yeah.
He is now. I'm gonna transform them both simultaneously. And on the roadshow, we got to feature him for all the everyone watching out there.
Yeah, it was worth it. I mean, think about a TV show's budget. That $32, that's like nothing.
Yeah.
And
they're transformed.
Yeah, they're both transformed.
Looking good.
And
so they use the original molds and everything.
Yeah, I'm struggling to see a difference.
I can.
Between these two. Yeah, great job on those. Yeah.
So it was nice to get this guy out of the package, transformed, and I have new
twins.
Twins.
Yeah.
And twins. we freed Swerve. We have a second item here.
Okay.
Looks like we have a episode 1 toy from it could be from Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, or KFC.
So does this have inside of it Qui-Gon Jinn's disembodied head?
I think the John Doe, Kevin Spacey's character from Seven, sent that. I'm like, what's in the box? What's in the box?
Don't look in there, Matt.
Obi-Wan Kenobi's like, what's in the box? What's in the box?
I'm telling you, don't look in that box.
The 7 deadly sins.
The 7 deadly Jedi sins. So it says Naboo on the bottom, and it says Gungan Sub-Squirter. I mean, this box is great, first of all. Okay, the back has what I think is like a little piece of a larger image where if you get all these boxes and line them up, you get the full image. the side, we get this like very tasteful arrangement of
Is that Boss Nass?
Boss Nass, Jar Jar, and Princess Queen Amidala.
The Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity, yeah.
This looks like Darth Maul from Tatooine.
For children 3 and up. Yeah, well, it's Darth Maul, and then he's probably, sword fighting with Obi-Wan or somebody. I forget who he sword fought with on the surface of Tatooine.
It shows Qui-Gon Jinn's head's in there. He's got 2 X's over his eyes.
Now, what I really like is this bottom part.
Oh, yeah.
Join the official Star Wars fan club, which I wasn't. My mom signed me up for the Star Wars fan club. Only $19.99. Only $19.95 for a 6-issue subscription plus a free membership kit.
Oh, yeah.
Check or money order.
I think I still have my membership kit too. We'll have to bust out for a future. I can't remember which fast food place I got that from. It's still sealed up.
Well, it says Taco Bell, KFC, Pizza Hut, and those exist as separate things. But occasionally, like I know in Oakland for a while there was like one where it was like doing double duty. Or,
oh yeah, I think they're all under the umbrella of Yum Brands.
Okay.
The conglomerate. Were we sponsored by Yum
Brands?
Yum Brands?
I think if you go to like the Turnpike, if you go to like a rest stop on the Turnpike, those are the ones you usually find.
I can't believe it, Tom. We're gonna crack this bad boy
Matt,
open.
do you want to open this one up? I opened the last one.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do this. This tape is from 20 plus years ago.
Yeah,
oh my god.
There's probably no stickiness left on it. Oh no, it's hanging in there. Maybe it's hardened.
Yeah, like
maybe it's only gotten better with age.
I'm smelling like a rush of air just blasting me in the face.
Yeah, the unsealing.
I don't even know what's in this.
Yeah,
what
Gungan Sub Squirter. So I was assuming it was some kind of ship. And look at this.
Cool. Look
okay,
at that.
so it's like a little squirt gun.
That's awesome.
With that little like sea ship that
those guys took.
Yeah, that Jar Jar and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon went.
Look at that thing.
So you can go through the ocean with this, and then you can squirt water with it. Look at that.
Approved by George Lucas himself. They showed it to him. He was like.
they squirted George Lucas in the face with this. He's like, yep.
They're like, you'd be surprised.
It works.
It works. They're like, let's get George in the screening.
It's got some kind of switch on the back. I guess maybe for like, see this switch here? Maybe for high volume mode or something. But now, how do you fill it? Like, does this part twist off, or is this one of those ones?
Maybe you pull it and stick it under the water.
Like it would be like you'd stick it under the water and then just do this a bunch of times
to fill it up. We're in the screening room while he's trying to get episode 1 ready. We're like, let's get George. There he is. He's gonna love this.
But yeah, this is interesting. I've never seen one of these before. I didn't even know it existed. So.
Yeah, I didn't know what was in that. Like, look at that. Oh my gosh.
You can reenact your favorites. Let me see. I'll try to line it up because maybe we can do some green screen work with it. Like,
whoa! It's like there's the ship in the background under the water.
Out of the way to leave some. There's always a bigger fish. We don't want to see the heroes get out of a situation with their own like quick wits and bravery. We want a Deus Ex Machina to swoop in and get them out of the trouble.
After George Lucas saw the first cut of episode 1, shows him like in the studio with this thing to his head. He's like, they're like, don't do it, George. Yes, they're like pulling it down. He's like, no, he's got like the squirter.
Like, George, we want you to take off your glasses.
It's at Man's Chinese Theater outside. Yeah. They're like wrestling this out of his head.
There's a little bit of stuff going on the inside too. It looks like a little bit of like a poster art on the inside of maybe you could use this as like the background that your ship is floating around in.
Yeah.
And then there's some notes inside. The Star Wars Episode 1 Galaxy can be all yours. Collect all 9 toys from KFC to recreate the excitement on the planet Naboo.
There it is, right there, the first one. The Jar Jar Binks' squirter.
Queen Amidala's hidden identity. Anakin Skywalker's Naboo fighter.
They have another swimming. They said Jar Jar Binks is Jar Jar. Why do they have a lot of squirting involved with Jar Jar?
So this is your marching orders to go out and find all this stuff.
Yes,
golden showers, Jar Jar. This one's called Gungan Subsquirter. The Gungan Subsquirter. There's always a bigger subsquirter.
This $10, $9.99.
Wow, that's pretty good for like a like a Happy Meal. Not a Happy Meal, but like a fast food tie-in toy.
We would never known there was a sub-squirter in there if we hadn't cracked this bad boy open.
Yeah, I mean the box. Its boxes are meant to be open. Ooh, this is like a little surprise on the packaging. It has this little Qui-Gon bookmark.
Oh, that's awesome!
And it's perforated, so it comes right off. And now you can like figure out where you left off in your favorite book with the wise man of the Jedi Order.
Yeah, and you might be trying to read the book to forget about the midi-chlorians, and then it reminds you of them.
Yeah.
You're like, shit. Tom, would you care to have the
thanks.
that squirter there?
Oh, this will be great. I'll use this on my way home as security.
Yeah, they're like, you have a shoulder holster. It's like Riggs. You have the Gungan squirter. We had two great roadshow pieces.
No,
here.
those are great. So yeah, and any more?
Here's a big final big boy
this
here.
Is the grand finale.
The grand finale. It's Todd McFarlane's Dark Ages Spawn ogre figure.
Wow.
This is from 1998. It's like 25 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can tell watching this, but this the plastic that it's inside, that clear plastic, is so yellow.
Yeah, it's yellow. It just
it looks like he's suspended in beer. It's
he's
really,
an alcoholic.
Yeah, it's really yellowed. I didn't, sometimes it feels like the 90s weren't that long ago, but then you see something like this and it's like, oh yeah, the 90s. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I think this thing's like 2000 or 1998 is when this thing's from.
Now I got to say some things. Just even through the box, this is a great looking figure. The great detail. I mean, McFarlane Toys. This is what put them on the map, was just this amazing attention to detail. There's fur in there. There's some really nice hair bits on it. Great detail. Great pose. And you know what? It's Dark Ages Spawn, which even if you're maybe not such a fan of Spawn, you could incorporate this into your Dungeons and Dragons toy collection.
Oh
this diorama, because he just looks like this really cool kind of
his own
demon.
thing.
Yeah, like Lord of the Rings, like a Tolkien-esque.
Yes.
Lovecraftian or a Conan or something.
In your campaign, he shows up.
He's like somebody who could square off against Conan, and then this little demon guy is pretty cool looking.
You get two figures for the price of one.
Really nice.
Would you care to free him from his chambers here?
Yeah, I'd be honored. I'm looking at the ads on the back.
You got some Kiss Psycho Circus toys.
Yeah, that'll put this in a period of time, that all the Kiss stuff on the back, the Kiss Psycho Circus era stuff.
There's some other figures they had listed.
Yeah, really cool looking stuff. I mean, again, whether if you're a Spawn fan or not, these are just really cool looking, fantasy creatures.
Look, clip and save. It's telling you to cut that out.
And again, we were talking about the attention to detail and just having some kind of verbiage on the back just to get you into the world of this toy. And this one, it's got sort of this sort of gothic script. It's a little hard to make out, but a brute of incredible strength and brutality. That's not. I think Todd wrote this. A brute of brutality, a brute of incredible strength, and he spelled strength wrong too. STRENGHT. Yeah, Todd definitely wrote this one. A brute of incredible strength and brutality. Pain means nothing to the ogre. He lives to inflict devastation on those that oppose the horde of evil. His martyr is the demon Fisto. I think it's supposed to be his master. Come on, Todd. I was just giving you props for putting this kind of stuff on the back, and that was what they said about Image Comics when they came out in the 90s, that they were subliterate. They were subliterate comics. And you're not making the case very well for yourself here. His mater. Now, mater, because I thought, he's getting fancy. He's throwing in some Latin and stuff. But you know, Demon Fisto wouldn't be his mater. Like Demon Fista could be his mater. One of
subliterate.
one of the most cunning demons from the point of blackness. Is that supposed to be the point of blackness? The point. So cunning and so evil, he plans to take the leadership away from the Skull Queen when the time is right. So maybe 6 typos in there. That's why they printed it so small and in the Gothic script, so like you wouldn't. It probably took. I'm probably the first person since 1998 to notice this stuff.
You might be the only person that has actually like proofread the back of it.
Well, he got away with it for what 25 years or something.
Did somebody read the copy from the ogre packaging? They're like, nah.
So it's time to open this up. Wow. And I have a feeling, even with the yellowing, I have a feeling this one's gonna hurt.
Yeah,
it's gonna hurt.
But it's part of like it's
part of our
ethos here. We're anarchists here.
Yeah, and it's just ever so slightly starting to come undone just naturally. Yeah, and this glue is just barely there. Like I'm not tearing the paper. It's popping right off of the paper backing.
It was just asking.
Yeah, the glue is minimal. It's real. The glue has really lost its effectiveness. So yeah, it popped it popped off relatively cleanly. And so yeah, we have the guy here.
There he is.
And he's in there really good. And a lot of like the McFarlane toy innovations became standards in the industry. Like they changed. Everybody else had to up their game. And so yeah, and they're like wired in there.
Cooler than ever. He's got there's his hair and his ropes.
Yeah, the fur, like the attention to detail is great. You know, like do you want a toy with correct spelling and grammar on the back, or do you want a well-designed toy? You know, they
were like a vicious brute of brutality who wears brute cologne.
Here he is. That's a nice figure. Whoa,
that is
heavy and
look at this thing.
This like detachable collar kind of thing. Look at all that fur and stuff on there. This guy is great. Like imagine if you would have had this guy with your He-Man collection when you were a kid.
There's rope on there?
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah, anybody in there who like, you know, played with this when they were a kid in 1998, you know, let us know. Let us know. I'm always curious about this kind of stuff.
Wow, nice movement. Free the joints here on this guy.
Yeah. Look at this little guy. This little guy is pretty awesome too.
His waist moves.
He's got this kind of insect arm thing, and man, really
look
cool.
At this backing.
The only thing is, these are like the kind of toys that like come to life at night while you're sleeping.
I'm very terrified about this. He has a little knife. I'm like, ugh, do the twist.
And look at this. I mean, this would be a good prop too for some of your other toys or something. That's a great looking. Clone.
Now that he has this weapon toss, I'm even more scared about him coming for me at night.
Remember those like Dungeons and Dragons figures from the early '80s? Like this would have been incorporate this into your D&D campaign. Yeah.
You must have been something before electricity.
Look at this fucking guy.
Look at this fucking guy. You broke his neck. You crack him over the head of the bat. He's still coming. Oh God, he comes to life. I'm like, ah.
And I guess you can. This is like his Salacious B. Crumb. And I guess you can like sort of wrap the tail around his arm or something, you know, so he can sort of hang out.
He's perched on there.
Yeah, this looks great. This is just a really nicely designed demon toy.
Oh, it's so awesome. Very, very frightening. He's huge too.
Yeah, a furry loincloth.
Great size too. He'd be a perfect villain for your He-Man figures.
Mm-hmm. Some of those like sketches of He-Man figures that they didn't end up making. They wanted to make like a bunch of like giants and stuff, and this guy is like what those like initial sketches of like the early He-Man stuff were, you know, like drawings of, and then it's like they had to kind of, you know, simplify it for the toy. This guy looks like an embodiment of one of those sketches.
Super terrifying.
Yeah, really cool. And that's why McFarlane kind of like dominates like that action figure
Still
to this day, that action figure segment, and again, like everybody like followed his lead.
I'm still cracking up over the subliterate spelling stuff.
Yeah.
He's like a vicious brute of brutality
With strength,
who loves brute cologne. Like he had brute on his desk and he just saw it. He's like, it's gonna hurt here. I think
a monster of monstrosity. I wonder. I mean, like Spawn is kind of undergoing a little bit of a renaissance. There was just like another Spawn and Batman crossover recently. So Spawn's pretty hot at the moment, I think.
39, 64.
64. Yeah, so let's say like 40.
40
seems like a solid one.
We can go up to 100. We want to go.
Yeah, I mean the 95 guy. It seems like sometimes there's people who are reaching. The 40 seems right in there. And the 40, I mean, I'm wondering what this thing cost when it came out. It's probably,
I think it was like 10 bucks. Okay. $10 maybe.
That's a real bargain because like you wouldn't be able to get a toy like this today for $10, like a new one.
No, I remember these things being like $9.99.
That's amazing. And it wasn't like a closeout. That was regular retail.
Nah, same with like the movie Maniacs. Like kind of like the price point for these was always satisfying.
I'm thinking like it's like a loss leader. Like maybe he's like trying to like get some market share, because like I don't know how you can do that. Like it's a bargain. Yeah, like I would have snapped it up for $10.
That's why I would always snag them up, and like if I wish I kind of like would have had these when I was even younger. But
that's what I'm saying. Like if you had that guy like fighting He-Man,
that would have been amazing. That would have been
like
so great. Like we went through we did the math.
Yeah, so
worked out.
So yeah, here's the final tally
of in the negative.
And ouch, like not as bad as I thought it was gonna. I thought that the Transformers one was gonna be much worse. I thought that I thought that Spawn thing. I thought that was gonna like the $100 one seemed like a reach, but I thought that was gonna be the standard. I thought you'd pull it up and see like a bunch of them listed for $100, but no.
About 40. Yeah, so
not doing too bad.
Yeah, but I love freeing these toys and freeing these figures.
That that guy's gonna look pretty cool on your shelf.
I'm so happy about these toys. I'm like, dude,
you're hurting so much from the money you lost opening them. But yeah, so this has been Recalltiques Roadshow. The second episode. The second episode. We're chugging along. I'm Tom Scioli, author of I Am Stan, a graphic biography of the legendary Stan Lee. And you can find a pre-order link in the show notes below. And at that same pre-order link, you can pre-order the softcover edition of Jack Kirby, The Epic Life of the King of Comics.
I'm Matt Zeoli.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Tom Scioli or on Instagram at Tom_Scioli.
Follow me on Instagram at cinema_tomb.
Check out my Patreon. Go to patreon.com, search my name, Tom Scioli, and if you join my Patreon, you'll have access to the whole archive of various comics I've done in the past few years, along with new things that I post.
You can follow the show on Instagram at total_recall_show.
And yeah, we'll see you on the road.
Yeah, we'll see you on the road.
Because we're on the road again.
We're heading to the next town.
Yeah, we're heading to the next town to devalue
some
collectibles.
We go in the museum like in Batman. He's like, let's broaden our minds. And we rip open the toys.
It belongs in a museum.
So do you.
The Cross of Coronado. I only found out like a month ago that the Cross of Coronado isn't a real thing.
Oh no!
They just made it. It's a MacGuffin for the movie.
I'm gonna start wearing that as my like jewelry, like the size of the one in the movie. It like takes up my whole chest. I go through airport security. I have to put the Cross of Coronado into that bin.